had amazing support, for example, from Low Key, right? The rapper. Who else showed you support, guys, following your actions at Elbit?
So we had Roger Waters, who's supported us quite a few times and come out publicly. Andrew Feinstein, who I think is brilliant, arms trade expert. I mean, several others, even from journalists, I would say as well, who are showing their support.
We also have, which we won't be able to give names, but we have some private large donors of large companies, environmental companies who have given us donations. So yeah, we wouldn't be able to give names of those, but they're they're in the background supporting us. And I think there are those high level people to support us, I think, which is really key. But it's also great that we get a groundswell of support from many people, like many individuals, and seeing that, and seeing often, I think sometimes the things that make it the most worthwhile are when you see voices from Gaza who are supporting us, and makes you realise when you're still on the roof, feeling slightly worried that when you're going to be pulled down with the police, that makes it worthwhile as well. But it is great to have those other supporters, and certainly it's something that we try to urge and hope more people will come on board of influence and support us too.
Yeah, we get a lot of background support, and we're working on making that more public support. But I think with this type of, when we started, I think people didn't know what to say or what to do. But I think with the persistence and the continuation of it, and people realizing this isn't just literally a one-off thing, because obviously we've only been launching for 7 months, so people look at it and go, that's great, well, is it actually a thing, or are they going to continue? And I think the more we've, it's been developed, more people are getting on board. There's so many people who are putting so much time of their days into building the different aspects of Palestine Action. And the more we persist, the more and more support we get. And, we get a couple of generous individuals who are from more fortunate backgrounds, but really most of our money just comes from individuals, giving a few pounds a month, which is always great to see. And that's increased a lot. And I think as well, when you see that people are, the minimum for the platform we use is people will give £3 a month, and you see the amount of people doing that. It's actually very heartwarming, because at the start, I think people said, okay, if I give money to this group, is something going to happen? And then actually, that's not true. The Extinction Rebellion, all these other groups, people can support a group and not necessarily compromise themselves. And also, it's a little risk to take, really, in the grand scheme of things. But the more and more people that do that, the more people that join, the bigger we become overall, in terms of people joining us, people donating, and other ways that people support and share. And I think one of our major influential moments was the Extinction Rebellion Union, which I think is brilliant, because it was so great to join up with them as an environmental group. At the same time, I would also say, well, why not our other actions where there wasn't Extinction Rebellion? Because it was just Palestine Action then. Why didn't they do as well? I think that's also an interesting question to put out there.
I think I was just thinking of a couple of others people. There's an ex-MP, Chris Williamson, who's been a supporter of ours and retweets things. He's well known. But it is a great question that we continually pose to ourselves. Why do we get loads of support when we join with a predominantly white environmentalist movement, and maybe less when it's just us?
But I think overall, the things that are happening, it's growing at an amazing rate actually now, and we're starting to see people really take notice and realize they can't ignore us, literally, because our actions are quite noisy sometimes and effective, visually effective. And I think that shock factor of people just going, that's actually the right thing to do, is always helpful for us to grow our movement.
I think that the fact that you have a great strategy and you're executing it probably very well. This is why you are being effective and you're getting results. And I think people can sense it really. They can sense when someone is really determined, you know, because when you're at war and you know and you believe that what you're fighting for is much bigger than you, then you're ready to go to the end. So I think that's why you're being successful, and I have no doubt that you will kick Elbit out of every factory that was, and probably everywhere else in the UK. Tell us how people can support you. What are different ways they can support you? On which website they can donate, etc. What do you need? What do you need most right now?
People who are up for doing
bodies.
Action. Yeah, we want to build a mass movement. We need people to take part. And I think as well, we're finding there are lots of people who've been, like myself, I think, Palestine activists for a long time, and maybe not necessarily done much direct action, but have gone, actually, you know what, it's time. I'm ready to do this, and I'm frustrated and ready to do it. So I think number one is people. We have a workshop, our first workshop tonight, with people from I think across Europe and across the world who are interested in taking this idea and direct action to their own country. So people are international as well. They can contact us, info@palestineaction.org. And if people have money, please give it. Actions cost money, but not nearly as much as we cost Elbit, which is our tagline. But I think there's literally a place, you know, for everyone, and for others who feel like they can't do any of the above. Simply sharing, putting the word out there as well is crucial. But really, even if people don't feel comfortable doing direct action, I think sometimes we get people who say, oh, I'm 70 years old, I can't get on the roof, right? And actually, you could lie on the road, you could block the gate, and actually there is things that we can all do. And I think sometimes we put our own barriers in our heads when actually you break that down. And I mean, for me, I've been frustrated for most of my life. I wake up a bit annoyed at the world and, you know, go for a run and be upset or whatever. And the best I felt was my best moment, I think, was when I was sat on the roof. And I think I said that out loud as well, didn't I? That this was the best I'd ever felt because this factory was being shut down. Because I think sometimes it's hard to balance out, you know, the seriousness of what the arms factory is doing. At the same time, all the activists are so happy. And why is that so? Because you have a power and you're using that power to do something. And people can donate PalestineAction.org. And also people don't need to, they can sign up. If they're interested in taking direct action, then other people in the movement will contact them. But if people want to, they can always just go out. You know, you can go out and spray paint in your local Elbit, your local JLL. There's so many companies which are associated with Elbit that it's everywhere. You know, you can find a link in your local town and you know, get in contact. There's a place for everyone, I think.